French poet and filmmaker Jean Cocteau once said, "Mirrors would do well to reflect a little more before sending back images." This is certainly the case in The Schizoid Man. The village's reflection, as usual, was somewhat warped. This episode leads us to ask a very important question. Just what is identity? Being of two minds about the subject, I've invited an expert in village psychology here to debate this question. Welcome, please, number 108. 108, thank you for coming. My pleasure, 54. 108, I'm sure our viewers would like to know how you define identity. Identity is appearance. Plastic surgery can alter appearance without changing the individual. If appearance is identity, you wouldn't catch me dead in this outfit. Identity is the social roles we play, but social roles are merely name tags to show what function we're fulfilling at a given moment. Top psychologists agree that identity is nothing more than behavior, and Pavlov and Skinner have proven that behavior can be altered through conditioning. Well, in lower animals perhaps, but not if the subject is aware of what's happening. The trouble with science is it can be perverted. Well then, Mr. BS in psychology, what is identity? I can't give you a definitive answer, but this episode gave us a good clue when the Haitian controller said to number 2, in Haiti we'd say he's stolen his soul. The soul? Metaphysical hogwash. Show me a soul. Well, I'll do better than that. I'll show you where you'd be without one. Be seeing you. I'm melting! Melting! Well, at least that debate wasn't a split decision. But now, on to some matters of singular importance. We've been mentioning quite often the fact that we've reordered the 17 episodes of The Prisoner in the hopes that the development of the themes would become clearer. And over the past few weeks, I've attempted to explain why we've placed a particular episode in a new position. But with the airing of Schizoid Man, we can now talk about the reordering in a somewhat larger sense. In our new arrangement, the series takes on the appearance of a 3-act play. The first 6 episodes comprised Act 1 of this play. For the most part, Act 1 concerned the efforts of the village to disorient the prisoner, balanced by his constant efforts to escape. With Schizoid Man, however, we move into Act 2, which encompasses the middle 6 episodes. And what are the characteristics of Act 2? 3 things, we believe. The first is a subtle transition on the part of the prisoner. He has finally, after repeated attempts, discovered just how difficult escape from the village really is. In future episodes, we'll see his escape attempts dwindle as he is drawn more and more into the society of the village and its affairs. But all is not lost, nor has he given up hope. The second theme of Act 2 is made clear in Schizoid Man. The prisoner wins. Here he scores his very first victory over the disorienting forces of the village. His defeats are pretty much behind him now as he begins to catch on to the rules of life in the village and pits his wits against those rules and the rulers. But his victories are, at best, Pyrrhic victories, costly and hard won. These central 6 episodes comprise a sort of cat-and-mouse game in which each side scores some points, but neither side emerges as a clear victor. The third hallmark of Act 2 is the village's reaction to these little victories on the part of the prisoner. In many of the previous shows, the various number 2s claim that they don't want the prisoner broken, they want him won over. However, their early efforts to disorient him have all basically failed. They've succeeded in demoralizing him, but not in reprogramming him. And with the prisoner's increasing mastery of the rules of the game, comes his captor's escalation of that game. Both sides are more resolute than ever now. The prisoner is determined to preserve his individuality in his mind, and the village rulers are willing to risk affecting his mind in order to transform him into one of their own. Schizoid Man is a very fitting opening scene for Act 2, as it concerns an attempt to undermine the prisoner's very strong sense of identity, and shows that the village is willing to risk physically tampering with our hero to ensnare his mind. In the course of the next 5 episodes, we'll see various number 2s use a multitude of drugs and electronic devices to shake our hero's most valuable asset, his knowledge of who he is. And one last thing. We've received a number of letters from viewers voicing their opinions about The Prisoner, And if you have some insights you'd like to share, write me in care of The Prisoner, KTEH TV, Channel 54, 100 Skyport Drive, San Jose, California, 95115. Next week, we'll get a crash course in education as the prisoner meets the mysterious general and attempts to prove that knowledge is not necessarily wisdom. Until then, I'm Scott Apel, number 54. Or am I?
Coming to a town near you, it's Watch the Skies, the annual science fiction movie marathon. This benefit for public television KTEH features 24 hours of science fiction films, including Forbidden Planet and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Watch the Skies beginning at noon Saturday, July 18th at the ABC Center Theater in Fremont. For more information, call KTEH at 408-437-5454.
The programs you enjoy on KTEH.